You are now listening to the Prince Bailey Arena broadcast show.
Yes, people, what's going on? This is Prince Bailey Arena. Right now, you're talking to your one of the co-hosts, Kishan Prince, and we've got right here on the mic as well, Ryan Bailey. Welcome, Ryan. What's going on, brother?
It's going okay. Glad to have stepped into the arena.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna kick off with a few topics today. Just kind of touch base on what we spoke about in the first episode about grassroots, which we saw a lot of responses, and just want to iron out a few things in terms of our angle that we're coming on. We ain't trying to get at grassroots coaches saying that you guys not doing what you are meant to do. We're just giving what is under the table on top of the table. I'm just making you know and aware what is actually happening behind the scenes, number one. And also two, to offer our help and support. We will definitely do in the future some workshops and we'll get you guys on here and talk about certain drill practice, etc., that you could be doing and invite possibly academy coaches as well, what they could say or suggest, in terms of where you can do to further develop your squad and your players that you
Mm.
have on the scene. So, in terms of grassroots, the coaches, that situation, what do you think about, obviously, the response? We got loads of response from that one last week, Ryan, and it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so the responses were mixed, but they were honest, which I like.
Hmm.
Um, I would say from my experience of being a coach,
Yeah.
um, I appreciate the time, which is probably the most important commodity
Mm.
you ever put out. Don't get it back.
Yeah.
That you dedicate to do your passion
Hmm.
and obviously coach kids or coach girls or coach players. Um, and
Yeah.
obviously get them prepared for match.
Hmm.
And sometimes it's like I think, yeah, I miss grassroots coaching because it's
Mm.
something that once you start, you stop. Especially if your team performs well
Hmm.
and uh, they get notified
Yeah.
or ID'd by a club.
Mm.
That's when you start to understand. Yeah, I've got something from here. So, to all the grassroots coaches that are putting in the hours,
Yeah.
we respect you 100%.
Yeah. Fact. 100%.
But
And yeah, go ahead.
you know what I'm saying, but we all know that when we get to that level where we want to push on, as individuals or in our kids or our players, we want to push them on. Sometimes we don't even know where to start. You know what I mean? So some of the questions from the previous podcast were, um, they don't know where to start, or if you did have a Ronaldo, you would see him, and best believe if a player is a player, he will be seen.
Yeah. 100%.
Say that, or he'll dominate every week.
Yeah. No, 100%. If there's a Ronaldo, um, and again, not get rid. Let's not get twisted. There's some lazy scouts out there.
Hmm.
Lazy. You know, there's scouts that can't even scout for milk properly when they go shopping.
No.
You understand? There's some scouts that is
Yeah.
just they're questionable with their judgment, and I feel sometimes they're um what they want in a player at age 13, 14 is somewhat unrealistic as much as well
Yeah.
because they're basically trying to some of the scouts, yeah, they're trying to basically uh uh demand European, Spanish, German talent when they have been
Mm.
haven't it's not there. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like we've got to be honest, like the development period in the UK has to be slightly longer because unfortunately it's just the way the other countries, I believe when I spoken to clubs in Ajax and those guys, they set up and the time scales on what they focus on compared to when I speak to guys down at Arsenal and Chelsea and stuff. It's
Well,
too different.
yeah. I mean, like if we're talking about developing time frame quicker, or if you're just a parent, for example, and you want to develop your kids, so you put your kid at 3 or 4, for example, and they enjoy football,
Mm,
I would say spend a lot of time with them, kicking the football around, enjoy it. When they get to the age where you can throw them into some type of this futsal football,
Mm,
introduce them to that as soon as possible. For me personally, I would introduce football as soon as possible,
mm.
and incorporate some of the. Sorry,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, no, I was saying I'll incorporate futsal
Mm,
alongside grassroots football for as long as possible, to get the technical aspect up. Because you can't beat a technically gifted player, but you can't beat a player that's good technical. That all stand out for a scout straight away. Um, and obviously your own drills in your own time. If you can't afford a one-to-one coach, a football and a wall with your kid, make them spend 20 minutes a day, left foot, right foot, different is. I think I have a link to a drill that I can put up to the group.
okay.
But just basic stuff like that. It has to be an everyday thing
Yeah.
for the improvements to be something for scouts to ID.
Mm, mm. You know what? And it's something that you touch base on futsal. Hi. If England were to put futsal in, and I heard some idiot coach down at Arsenal say, futsal, all the futsal players got released. Futsal don't, it's not transferable to 11 aside. Don't let me cuss on this, mic. Foolishness. Foolishness.
Uh, yeah, there's a player at Wolves, Max Kilman,
Yeah, Matt.
football player.
You're a futsal player.
Yeah.
And obviously, don't get it wrong, like, I understand. And he's like, because all they do is soul rolls and drag. Listen, they've got the fundamentals. There is now that they've got the fundamentals. Now it's down to how you coach them. Because if my memory serves me well, CR7, who probably everyone knows, we all know Ronaldo, futsal, Lionel Messi, everybody knows, futsal, R9, the phenomenon, futsal, Ronaldinho, futsal, Neymar, futsal, Kaká. The list goes on of the greats that's done futsal as a foundation. And the game is fast. It's teaching them about movement, the pace of the game, and also it can have a bit of fun. I can't even, I'll be honest, like, I live up in North and I struggled that's why I wanted to do one of my boys, my younger sons, to get into futsal. And I couldn't even find a
Mm,
futsal team nearby. Literally, I couldn't even find a
mm,
futsal team. Like, I think there was one team, I remember that it was not even futsal. It was just some indoor coaching session. And
yeah.
that development phase, I feel it's so crucial to be having
Mm,
time on the ball, knowing how to manipulate the ball. You understand? And from there, they don't touch pitch properly until in Brazil and that, like when they're like 10, 11, 12.
yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
the development is just different. They just so big on like, no, you got to master the ball, you got to master this, you got to master that. And so, I know when I was living up in Manchester, Preston, North End, they were very, very big on
Mm,
futsal, using small balls and training, and that's why
mm,
there's quite a few boys that I've seen obviously break into the first team, and they get loads of the boys, if you guys don't know, get picked off by Liverpool and Everton because they have a very good development structure down there. But
mm.
futsal is something I think needs to be. I'm surprised it has not kicked off in the UK. What do you think is the reason why?
No, I think there's tournaments that happen,
Mm,
but it's not that you have a grassroots tournament,
mm,
like a futsal tournament grassroots level.
mm,
They was rolling out a lot of courses for futsal coaches, but I couldn't even tell you why. I
mm.
mean, if you watch Apache, that's
Yeah.
the Carlos Tevez biodoc.
Okay.
That's where Carlos Tevez found. I know he's South America and he's prevalent there,
Mm,
but he was found playing football. And you can look at all the players that have had that bait that grounding.
mm,
Thomas Rosicky is another one.
mm.
Alexander Khaleb. These guys play that level of football, and you can see they've got something about them.
Yeah.
We just say it's just an added tool
Mm,
to add, um, for sure. But I couldn't give a reason. Obviously, I would want there to be so more exposure
yeah.
on futsal because I think a real big part of our development that we miss out on.
Yeah.
But maybe that's something that can be changed.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it needs to be added. And again, if you've got coaches that one or two scouts at Arsenal and coaches. I don't think that one individual is there, but putting a downline on futsal and that information that gets passed out to quite a few parents and stuff, then
Mhm.
parents will then think, oh, then I won't do it because it's not gonna be transferable to, to the
Mm,
academy football. Like, come on, man.
mm.
Like when you look at Sporting Lisbon, Benfica, you understand, Madrid, those guys who they don't just produce players, they produce world class players. There's a difference. You
I
understand?
mean, look, there was, like you say, sorry, Portugal. There
Mm,
was a guy uh, where I worked before, like in my 9 to 5 job.
mm,
Portuguese guy, he supported Braga. Was it Braga? No, it was Benfica. So we used to mess around with a football, tennis ball in the office.
yeah.
So he said, "Nah, forget the tennis balls. Let's show you something." He pulled out a broom,
Mm,
like a broom. He got broom, he put it upside down, so the bristles are facing his
yeah.
shoulder level, chest level,
Mm,
and he just balanced the bottom broom with his foot for a good 30 seconds. So where did you learn that? He said, "Oh, we used to do that in Portugal for training. Just
ah,
balance a stick." But that kind of blew my mind. So I was thinking, wow, I would never have thought to incorporate that, like a pole, balancing a pole on your foot for balance and ball control.
mm. See, why? And you know what? As you're saying that, I remember I spoke with, what his name? He used to play with Ronaldo. He's a former Sporting Lisbon player. He's got one of his sons over here. He lives in East London. His son is actually was at Palace, and he was surprised Portuguese how less time at a certain age that they train at the academy.
Mm,
But you were saying that at Sporting, when he was in Sporting Lisbon, Portugal, they get picked up from school from a bus. They train every day.
mm,
You know what I mean? It's not like 3 days a week. It's like every day, and it's very extensive. And he said the stuff that they do, like tennis balls and all this type of stuff, is just different practices to get them balanced. Because when I watched Sporting Lisbon and I remember last season in Europa League playing against Arsenal, and I just saw how all the players were so comfortable receiving the ball under
yeah,
pressure in those areas in the half space. Like it was
mm,
crazy. They was spinning Martin Odegaard like Beyblade. Like he was getting spun. Like Martin was
yeah.
trying to press him, one touch around him, and they were just comfortable. All the players were comfortable on the ball. Centre backs,
Mm.
keepers, all that. So for me, it's a shocker that we're talking 2023 and futsal has not been a something that's been pushed because we all love cage
Mm.
football. We grew up playing cage football, and futsal in essence is basically the same, but it's just more organized. And I feel it would do wonders for the UK. But
Well,
mm,
I think it's just a money thing as well. I would say, you know,
do that.
but it costs money for everything. So I can understand it will be picking one or the other.
Mm,
But even so, I mean, more games you play, you could even look. I think a lot of these pitches are abandoned now. I've seen a nice pitch, South London somewhere. I think Tulsa Estate. They got a nice PG pitch. Hardly being used when I see it. It might be used in the summer, but when I
okay.
walk through the estate,
Mm,
empty.
mm,
Um, good, like good condition. But I think you know, hints and tricks and skills and scanning and stuff to get learned. Playing a lot of games.
yeah,
So you just play a lot of games. Um, I think back in the day, because I was on the grass all the time, I
yeah.
could try, or I would try. I'll see a goal, and I'll try and replicate that goal in the playground. I'm not sure if kids are still doing that stuff now.
That's true. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I be out on the
Mm,
stage from sun up, sun down
mm.
in football, just going to get snacks and water and whatever. And I was out with my mate playing football, so I don't really see that a lot these
No, no,
days.
no, 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 no. The computer games is taking over. 100% like that. The computer games is taking over, and that's why. Obviously, it's taken over. Social media has helped, and it has become a stigma. Whereas players has now an option. But back in the day, obviously PlayStation was there, but it wasn't like it is now, where you just got it at your fingertips so easily now on a mobile
Well,
phone, etc.
yeah, like so. Talk about how easy it is nowadays, like accessible. Like, so
True.
phone you have at your hand, like I don't know. You can go on Instagram, probably type in hashtag scout, find a scout
Mm,
that's local to you, and ask you to come and watch a game. The
mm,
DMs that I have through players, look, I'll tell these players, if you're of a certain age, under 16, a scout should not be talking to
mm.
you. You should be asking to speak to your parents straight away. Uh,
Yeah. You heard that,
this
people?
happened to me.
Hmm.
Yeah. Obviously, you got to start. You have a conversation. If the scout responds, he responds, but he has to safeguard himself. If he doesn't ask to speak to your parents within a few exchanges, then you got to be wary. Players need to stop messaging scouts. Under 16s need to stop messaging scouts to watch them play.
Yeah. You heard that, guys? Oh, yeah. There's a law, like literally, and as you said, as Ryan said, he's a scout himself, and he understands like that shouldn't be going in. But let's move on. With the success progress that you have, the players, how's that getting on?
Yeah. It's getting on the right. 1 second. Let me just get my list up, and I'll
Yeah,
give you another. Hold on.
no worries, no worries. So yes, people, remember we'll be doing a live soon. Once we hit up to 50 plus subscribers, we'll be able to do a live and introduce and bring on coaches, scouts, and even players. Not
Mm,
former players, current players as well. There's a list of players I have that I want to bring on for you guys to speak directly to,
mm,
and also to give a platform for semi-professional players as well who are doing really well in the league. I feel that there is a lot of gems playing non-league football who just needs a platform like this,
mm.
for you to just showcase, just to get airtime basically. Because I see some good talented kids, 16, 17, 16 years old playing first team, and I'm like, boy, like if you can kick it playing 10 plus games playing non-league, like, you should be
I
playing.
mean, yeah, you should be playing, tracking your progress.
Mm,
You should be having good numbers,
yeah.
the minutes ratio.
Mm, mm,
If you're a striker, it's very easy to judge how well you're doing
yeah.
um, as a striker. If you play games and you haven't got any goals, it's got to look at it on the numbers thing.
Yeah.
If you're a winger, you have no assists or no hockey passes, which are passes prior to an assist of certain play.
Yeah.
Come on, man. No, you're not producing. So it's always
Mm,
good to put in the work. But success stories, or we'll say progress reports. I can go through a list of 3 players.
yeah. Yeah. Let's do
So we've got our first one on the list is a kid I've been working with for a long time. He's under 12. I've been working with him since he was back at under 8,
that. Hmm.
in and around the system. He's been various from cat 3 to cat 2 um, academies and had trials. Very good player. Puts in the work, goes to various coaches that are known on social media regularly. He's sharp.
Mm,
Um, Now, a critique on a academy. I think they dropped the ball on this one.
mm.
So they're a well-known academy. Um, Kid was doing well. I think he scored 16 goals for them
Hi.
um, for his 6-week trial or 4-week trial.
Damn.
16 goals against top clubs, top academies. When it came to his update, if he's going to be kept on, they didn't know how many goals he had scored. So when he had told them, but I scored this amount of goals, and the parents said he scored this amount of goals in this amount of games,
Yeah.
they wasn't aware.
Oh my day. Kind of
Um,
foolishness.
so there's instances where scouts don't, or the club don't really pay attention to what's going on around. The report, I'll send it to you after, but you'll see. But this kid is any other academy, he'll be an asset to them. So I'm sure in about 6 months, you will hear me say he's at an academy. It might not be a Cat 1, but it will probably be a Cat 2 or Cat 3. But the most important thing, before the age of 14, is getting them in the system, on the system, which means signed to a Cat 1, 2, or free academy,
Mm. Mm.
and he's known or she's known. Yeah,
I can't believe what you're telling me. You're telling
yeah.
me say
He
that
was there
this
for a
guy,
while.
they
Yeah,
they forgot, they did not keep track of this young boy's scoring.
he scored 16 goals for this academy, and he's probably one of the standout performers. The reason why they said is because they have too many in that position. So now this is where it gets, well, a lot of the academies are trimming down from a squad of 20. They want to trim it down to maybe 15 or 13
Oh, is it?
per squad. Yeah, because they can effectively, boys that are younger
Mm.
or boys that are older can drop down or go higher
Mm. Mm. Mm.
rather than stockpile and not give adequate minutes to a lot of the boys.
I hear you. I
So
hear
that's a reason why they should sign us. But I've heard that across the board. A lot of the academies are overstocked.
you. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So yeah, that's one. But like I said, in about 6 months, you should be somewhere. So that I'm not worried about that one.
Okay.
We've got a slightly older player between the 18 and 23 age group.
Okay.
Uh, Started the season. Um, was, he was at a National League club, or Bromley. He was at Bromley
Okay.
for a while. Um, yeah, he was there for a while. Wasn't getting a footing. So we're talking about pre-season.
Mm.
Had nowhere to really play or go. That for some help. Uh,
Mm.
we had a few like roles or opportunities where we was going to play a few FO clubs or a few clubs. Because at that age, older age, I would say, past, if you're 15, 16, you're not in an academy and think you can play, you need to go play men's
Oh, play men's
so
football,
Kent,
people.
yeah, so Kent, wherever. You need to experience men's football. You
Yep.
need to see football in a season as like 4 quarters.
Yeah.
So 4 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll say what, like 3 months per quarter.
Yeah.
If you go at 15, 16, play with a local Cell Kent men's team for 3 months
Mm-hmm.
and play with your age group,
Mm-hmm.
you will see the difference.
100%. 100%.
Um, and this kid that I've known, he was 16 playing with men
Mm.
because he got released from a Cat 1 academy because he was too small, allegedly. And yeah, his dad put him and played with men. Cell Kent club, Sunday, Saturday, he played. Anyway, we got him a trial at a scaffold club. He got in. It was the under 23s though. I didn't hear from him for a while,
Okay.
but now he's saying he's getting the trust of the first team manager to keep an eye on him, and he did get his push in
Mm-hmm.
soon.
Hey.
So he's looking at long term projects. You
Mm.
know, under 23s getting into the first team. If it doesn't work out for the first team, we can at least say he's at a full season of under 23s football at a good level.
Yeah.
Let's get him trials for men's football next season.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that's one he's doing well. He scored a brace. So we should see him having a few first team appearances in the next 3 months.
Okay. What's his name?
His name is Paddy Curran.
Everybody hear that? We're gonna look out for Paddy. Yeah, definitely. We're gonna pick up Paddy. We definitely put some footage up for you guys to watch. But that's what we want. We want to give those players who are doing well in non-league. And if you guys know any non-league players that's doing really well, you
Mm.
can hit us up in a DM, message us, and we will, review the highlights. We're gonna be having loads of non-league players here, and that's important.
Mm.
So yeah, let's go roll on the third one.
Okay, so yeah, we could be the grassroots merchants, but we'll talk about a grassroots story. Like we talk about a
Mm-hmm.
under 16, under 15, call that the impossible age.
Mm.
Not saying that isn't not impossible, but we all know how difficult it is.
Yep.
Whoever's at the academy at that age, they're bedded in. And I'm just letting you know that us scouts, we do look for players that are being released from upper academies. So the grassroots boys, you have to work extra hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Mm.
So we've got this kid. He's soon to be 16. Left-footed player, late developer,
Okay.
built like a football player. He played in a showcase game against against the Cat One Academy. Played well. We lost. He played well. Scored a goal in that game. The scouts looked at the footage. They wanted to have another look at it,
Mm.
so they made the kid play. So every academy or majority have a showcase team that
Okay.
every scout puts a try list, or every scout recommends a team out of that. That's a try list.
Yeah.
He joined their try list squad and played against one of those showcase academies. I think it was on the levels of Kinetic or ATF, one of those. Done well, played well. Then they're going to bring him in for a trial.
Mm.
So you're not even, you have to perform every time they bring. So look at the step.
Yeah.
Grassroots, he was getting looked at by one or two clubs. He's played a show. He's disregarded his grassroots team.
Mm.
Played a showcase game.
Mm.
Yeah, got looked at the showcase game. Performed.
Yeah.
Key word: he performed this
Performed.
game.
Mm-hmm.
Scouts
Mm-hmm.
take notice after they looked at the footage again.
Mm.
He's had to prove himself once again on a showcase team for the
Mm.
academy. So a
Mm.
trialist squad. He's had to perform.
Yeah.
All right. He got a trial. It was meant to be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We couldn't get the clearance.
Yeah.
It ended up being 1 week with the older bunch, not his age group. Remember, he's going to be seen with so the olders now.
Wow.
In a week, he done okay,
Yeah.
but he had 2 weeks his age group would have been a different story.
Different story.
He had
Yeah.
1 week, didn't do too well because of the IQ,
Yeah.
movement around the box, just
Mm-hmm.
basic stuff that he would have learned or
Yeah.
picked up being there 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But because of the Ipswich trial, he's created leads. So
Mm.
we have leads meaning traction.
Yeah.
Clubs look around.
Yeah.
So he's going to be brought in for Wimbledon and he's going to be brought in for West Ham, I
Okay.
believe.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. See
this
that?
is in the
Yeah.
space of
1 week was it?
yeah,
One
this
or
is in
2 weeks?
2 months,
Yeah. 2, 3 months.
but
Yeah.
not guaranteed. Do
Mm.
you know what I mean? It's just leads. I think with the Wimbledon,
Yeah.
I don't think it's an open trial. It could be another trialist game,
Okay.
and the same with West Ham, yeah, trialist game too. So
Yeah.
you have to perform at every level.
Yeah. What would you say then? Um. In terms of success rates where players can go into these trial games, what can they do? Um, from your experience, seeing the success rate from those who do certain things, um, and those who come in and don't do same thing as the same sort of, IQ's low, X, Y, and Z. Like, what can they do to
Uh,
progress to success?
I would say nerves. Like, nerves are a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're putting you in a situation that you're unfamiliar.
Yep.
Um, so the kid who he sent to the other club, he only got 15 minutes after the week.
Mm.
I think the writing is on the wall the amount of time they give you
Mm.
sometimes. But you can get 15 minutes and score a hat trick or score a brace. So
Mm.
it depends on what you do. But I think it was nerve. You've got to learn to control your nerves, breathing, what you say to yourself.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
got to be positive and speak positive things into yourself, even if you make a mistake.
100%.
Uh,
100%. This is what I remember, guys. This is what I was saying. Obviously, I've got my psychologist degree, and I've been doing psychology on the side for a long time. And that was my issue growing up was the nerves. Like I was thinking about the game like a week. As soon
mhm.
as the next day, I'm thinking about the game. I'm going to perform, underperform,
Yeah,
and I didn't
yeah,
know nothing
yeah.
about visualization, how to just take my mind off the game, number one, and just relax. And it was only when I got older and I started playing and I said, I found my zone where I could switch off with music. And also, just remember that this is not the only chance you guys have. And I think that's the big stigma is like, if I don't make it, if I don't do well, I'm done as a player. I'm never going to make it. And I think that's where a lot of the nerves and the pressure gets added into. And some scouts
Mhm.
and that they're not gonna come and tell you, mate, just do all they're gonna say is, mate, just do your best, you know what I mean? Just try and relax. Obviously they ain't you ain't gonna hear all that, you know what I mean, in that moment. You're just gonna be
Yeah,
there in the
yeah,
moment, it's like,
yeah.
no man, I need to be on my A day. And all I say is in terms of confidence, I always try to do 3 steps. Start at level 1, do the
Mhm.
basics best. Whoever it is, you get the ball and you're playing 2 touch. Make sure the touch is sharp and the next pass is good. Make sure your energy, and your movement is on job.
Mhm.
Those two. Like, don't think about how much goals you're gonna score. Think about your movement that creates
Mhm.
the goals. Because if I know I can identify a really good player, for example, like a striker. If I can see a striker got good movement, but he's not finishing, I know, you know what, he's got the the tenacity, that Chicharito Hernandez. This guy's playing second reserve team football in Mexico, and United
Mhm.
scout sees that. He knows why he's there because he's small, but then he sees that, he's got the movement to be a
Yeah.
top quality
Mhm.
striker. And to be fair, he's probably one of the top 3 best in the box sort of striker in the Premier League. Like,
So,
this guy, he will run front post, back post, front post, back post in the space of like 2-3 seconds. Like, he's amazing.
mm, mm,
Yeah,
mm.
he's solid,
Yeah,
100% solid.
the little thing, cute things. I do like to say, cute things they want to see that are not coached. These are instinctive.
Mm, yeah. And then finally, what we're going to wrap up with is, um, we were talking the other day about how the big players, or I say the future ballers for me, the ones who I see as the ones that's going to have a good long career if they can get development, is in what we call the EFL Championship. How big is it for a player at 16 to 18 years old to be playing over 10 games and having a good number of minutes at that level? What would you say about that?
Um, so at 15, 16, playing men's level.
Yeah, 16 to 18. So we've got, for example, we've got Archie, 17 years
Mm,
old, Leeds United, like 17 years old, and I think he's clocked in. I can't remember how much games he's played so far this season, but most of the time when I've seen Leeds play, he's either playing or starting on the bench, and he's done well.
mm,
Even Ryan Andrews, Watford, 19.
mm,
Um, Chris Rigg, Sunderland, 16
mm,
years old. SA, I think it is, at Millwall, 18. And these boys are getting
mm.
good minutes at a level where I feel that hasn't been hampered by, money and, officials. The football league, for me, the championship stayed the same since it's been a championship. It's been one of those leagues you
Yeah,
go in there.
league, huh? Tough league.
Rough.
Probably one of the hardest in the world. I would say one of the hardest leagues in the world. Like once you get, if you're a Prem club and you get roped into that league for maybe 2 or 3 seasons, you might as well say you're a championship club.
Yeah. You gotta get the right people for the right mileage. That league requires mileage. You
Mm-hmm.
you know what I
Saturday,
mean?
Tuesday.
Wait,
Yeah.
Tuesday, Saturday, and now right now where it's cold, you gotta go all the way down to Sheffield Wednesday, Tuesday night, 7:30 kickoff,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta roll up this season play. And that's why Joe Barton got on to, Crystal Palace under 21s when they played in the EFL Trophy last season. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's just Joe Barton. No, he's speaking facts. Most of the boys that's playing under 21s football, that's why I like Cruffy, Norton Cruffy. He grew up
Mm-hmm.
actually not too far from me, in Pimlico, and he did a really really good move in going on loan and playing football league in the first year when he went pro, and then now he's at a championship club. I don't know what club he's at, but I
He's
know
at Millwall at the moment.
it's Millwall, yeah, and he's playing minutes, he's
Yeah.
getting minutes playing. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Main. Yeah. Minutes. I mean, look, a lot of not people might not know this,
Mm,
or you might know, but when Maitland Niles was at Arsenal, when he broke into the first team, 16, the next season he was out on loan at Ipswich for a whole season. He
mm-hmm.
played every minute of their campaign. You can look it up on Wikipedia. I think he only got one goal,
Yeah,
but you could see he had that whole season of men's football.
yeah,
That's a valuable member of the squad in the
100%.
next season for Arsenal. You can see how he plays. He's got, I would say he's got laid back at demeanour, but you
Mm.
can only get that from playing a lot of men's football, a lot of football.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he didn't get that by playing his level or under 21. Like, I watched Everton under 21 versus Arsenal under 21, and even the commentators were saying, "Bruv, this is pretty poor in terms of
Mm.
the intensity." And I would like to see um, Dewberry, who I've been saying from time, yeah, I would love to see him go out on loan and play, get a bit of minutes because like Marquinhos has done for Arsenal, gone out to, you
Oh yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
get that minutes for first team football. You know what I mean? Under 21s for me is a waste of time. Like if you're 16, 17 playing under 21s football, okay. But then that's if you've got, if it's for your development. That makes sense. Like Jack Wilshere at
Oh,
16, at 17, 18, if I'm mistaken, he went on loan to the Bolton Wanderers with Raya Mike. You remember them? He went out on loan.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
that loan really helped him. Um, you know, and I feel that the loan moves to play, like Pep says, the under 21s football doesn't mean nothing. What they should do is implement the same sort of structure that Spain does, Germany does, Italy does, where the B
Mm,
teams get rolled into the first team. I think that's what's missing in terms of that development stage over here in the UK.
mm. No, that's missing. But at the same time, you put it this way: as a young player, you can year 11, you can train with a men's team.
Mhm.
Like let's take it back from the elite level, go back to the realistic level.
Mhm.
I don't know. Joel who plays for I don't know Cray Valley, he's not getting looking.
Yeah.
You could go to another men's team in the Cell Kent League. So you can try out for them.
Yeah.
Play with the men, train, get acclimatized, start playing.
Yeah.
Um, like build up yourself for maybe a season. You'll
Yeah.
be 16 or 17, playing with men, getting to be in the right environment. It's not easy. You
Mm.
can't dominate how you dominate. You have a guy who's got great hair, looks very slow, will not make you 3, 4, 5 times in the game.
Got mortgage.
How do you've got experience that you need to obtain?
Yeah.
Then you could potentially have that full season under your belt. Obviously, doing your extras every day, 1,000 passes, 1,000 touches of the ball every day,
Yeah.
your little workout 3 times a week. Then boom, you could maybe try and look online for a trial for a higher team, maybe a scaffold team,
Yeah.
maybe a national league team open trials,
Yeah.
and try out there.
Mhm. 100%.
And then you can kind of gauge where you at. You know what I'm trying to say?
Listen,
So I
guy.
think any kid that's 15, 16,
Yeah.
go out and look for men. Go out and look for a men's team. If you want a men's team and you live in the South London area, at that age, I have a men's team that's willing to take players and develop them.
Listen, guys, take the opportunity because I'm telling you now, I know certain clubs who don't even, they want to only touch players who have had experience playing non-league first team experience. And I know players
Mm,
that's gone from playing League One, League Two, under 21s football, gone down to Ryman League Premier. There's a lot of Ryman, like Charlton, they send a lot of boys on loan to Ryman League Premier, and some of them, they're struggling to break down teams there. And if you can be, like, I don't know, if you're 18, for example, no, say 17, 16, and you can play into a step, like a step 7, step 6 side first team, and next season move up, listen, like, you will most likely be an asset to a lot of teams because you've had experience knowing how to play for points, know how to game manage, you know, because when you look at Antonio's football at the highest level, they've taken away the system now where you can get relegated. Like, when you take that away, you're just kind of thinking that, so
mm,
wait, what are we playing for then? Literally, we're just playing to just give feedback to the first team manager to see whether he is any good to be a backup. Like, they just made the
mm.
league even worse. The only thing they've done, well, decent was the fact that they opened up the EFL to under 21 football for them to play against first teams in
Oh yeah,
League
yeah,
One.
yeah, yeah.
That's what was really good to show people's gauge. And if I was a player and under 21s and I can see myself playing here, and I'm like, okay, I'll be asking for a loan. 100%. If I'm on 21 football, not get, but I would get. That's why I don't understand. Like, hoping that Dewberry gets his chance, man. Because I remember seeing him when he was like young, 13, 14, and
Yeah.
now at 18, you know, he's still there, and it'll be good to see him um, play.
But he's touching,
Mm.
man. He's touching, and he ain't played the first team game yet, no.
No, he's literally just been on the bench. There's times when I'm thinking, Arteta, just bring him on, just
Mm,
let him, you know what I mean, have a little run out. There's him, there's other boys like Miles, Ethan Nowari, could they be going out on loan now while they're 16, 17 and trying to gain a little bit of experience playing, anything can happen. You know what I mean? Like, anything can happen. In terms of your development. And that's why with Drew Bellingham, what his dad did and what they did moving to Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, the times changed. The EU wasn't strict back then with the rules, and I feel that if it was open, I know right now loads of players would have done the same route that he done. But because of that,
mm,
you can't leave at the age. So it's kind of thinking as a 16, 17-year-old player, like the development stage, because I believe between 17 to like 21, that age is
mm,
very important. So there's boys that dominate under 18s when it goes to first team. They're not beating guys no more.
mm,
The wingers
mm,
matching you now. The fullbacks matching you for strength and power now.
mm.
So getting that experience from early going out will do you the world good.
Yeah.
It will do you
Well,
well
that's
good.
what we ask.
Yeah.
I mean, we want Dave to take the advice and give us a call back.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But
100%.
obviously, that time.
100%. 100%. Now listen, guys. Trust me. Just if you guys are listen, if you're saying that even playing under 23s football at non-league level, or I'm talking like when I'm talking non-league, I'm talking like for a step or like 4, 5, like 5, 6, 7. Like for me, I'd rather drop down and play first team than play under 21 football, 23 football, or that level. Like, honestly, like go out and play first team football. Even if you have to drop it 2 level and probably have a team where uh like it's your age group and then you're playing with men, it will do the good of development. Like, I tell players, there's no in terms of overload and all that foolishness for overload training. Listen, like
Mm,
you should be getting minutes. Like when I said I want to try and become a pro, I said let me play as much games as possible. So I had a midweek team at 20. I had a Saturday league team and I had a Sunday league team. Saturday league
mm,
team, obviously, if they said we got a game Monday, then I'll turn up to Monday game. Sunday league, I'll probably still turn up. Now it depends on my minutes. If I've got minutes on a Saturday, then I most likely won't play on a Sunday because I want to rest my body. But if I didn't
mm,
feel I got
mm,
enough minutes, then I'll go to my Sunday league team. And it was at Hackney Marshes. It was in the Premier Division. It was me, all my boys, like Lodi, Xavier, and all us ex Riz, all us. We would just go down there, pour it up, and there was loads of boys that was playing
mm,
Essex Senior that had a Sunday league team, get minutes. You had a Market Road team on Wednesday, and you just get as much and you just grow. Because I said to myself, if I made a mistake on Saturday, I don't want to wait another 7 days to correct that in a game situation. I want to try and correct that in a match
yeah.
situation. That's my mentality. And I said I didn't have time to wait 7 days. I said, at least then if I go national, yeah, Sunday league is easier, but at least it's better than a cone. It's better than a cone, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. He's better than
Mm,
a cone. And then Wednesday it was more techie, and yeah. So I'll say, guys, just like right now, it's so easy to get clubs like at that level. Like literally, I'm just
mm.
surprised by players are just sitting down at home and not having a team. But
Yeah, not
again,
doing much. Yeah.
not doing much. But listen, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. I want you guys to shout out us at email us at Prince Bailey Arena info at princebaileydot com arena.com. Also contact us on Instagram. You can contact us on YouTube and TikTok. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and also drop a message in the comment section. We would love to answer your questions, give you feedback, and yeah, you guys can DM us questions. Like I said, we are on the road to get 1 million subscribers. Right now, we can get past 50. Once we get past that number, we will be able to start our live and be able to start bringing on the people we want to bring on for you guys to answer questions. But until next week,
Mhm.
stay tuned, guys. Thank you.